Imagine this. A major hurricane hits, and suddenly, life-saving medications like insulin, heart meds, or asthma inhalers vanish. Pharmacies are closed, supply chains crumble, and thousands are left stranded. It's a harsh reality, and it could happen anywhere. After diving into research, speaking with pharmacists, and analyzing past disasters, one thing is clear: being prepared is non-negotiable. In this video, I'll reveal 11 essential medications you should always have in your survival kit. Don't wait for a crisis, subscribe now and stay ahead. Have you ever faced a medication shortage? Share your story in the comments. 11. Allergy relief essentials. Antihistamines like Benadryl and Claritin. When it comes to emergency preparedness, antihistamines like Benadryl and Claritin are often overlooked, but they're absolute lifesavers. Most people associate these medications with seasonal allergies or mild reactions to pollen, but their importance goes far beyond that. In a crisis, even a minor allergic reaction can escalate quickly, and without the right medication, it could become a serious issue. Picture this. You're stuck at home during a hurricane, and your child gets stung by a bee. Or maybe you're camping in the wilderness and accidentally brush against poison ivy. Even something as simple as eating a meal with an ingredient you didn't know you were allergic to can send your body into overdrive. That's where antihistamines come in. They work by calming your body's overreaction to allergens, whether it's from bug bites, pet dander, or certain foods. Benadryl is a fast-acting option, making it ideal for situations where you need immediate relief. However, it can cause drowsiness, so it's not the best choice if you need to stay alert. On the other hand, Claritin offers a non-drowsy formula, allowing you to manage allergies without feeling groggy. Both are excellent options to include in your emergency kit, especially if you have kids, pets, or spend a lot of time outdoors. What many people don't realize is that untreated allergic reactions can worsen over time. A mild itch today could turn into swelling, hives, or even difficulty breathing tomorrow. In disaster scenarios where medical help might not be readily available, having antihistamines on hand can prevent a small issue from becoming a life-threatening emergency. Additionally, antihistamines are not just for emergencies. If you live in an area prone to seasonal allergies, being caught without them can make daily life miserable. Imagine trying to focus on critical tasks during a crisis while dealing with watery eyes, a runny nose, and constant sneezing. These medications help you stay functional and focused when it matters most. The best part? Antihistamines are affordable and widely available. Generic versions cost just a few dollars and come in various forms, including pills, liquids, and even topical creams for skin reactions. Whether you're building a first aid kit, preparing for a road trip, or just want to be ready for the unexpected, antihistamines are a must-have. They may seem simple, but in an emergency they can make all the difference. 10. Pain management must-haves. Ibuprofen and acetaminophen. Pain relievers like ibuprofen and acetaminophen, Tylenol, are staples in most medicine cabinets, but their importance skyrockets during an emergency. These medications do more than just ease discomfort. They can help you stay functional and focused when it matters most. Imagine being stuck at home during a snowstorm with no power or heat. Suddenly, you're hit with a splitting headache, a throbbing toothache, or back pain from lifting heavy supplies. In these moments, pain relievers become more than a convenience. They're a necessity. Ibuprofen is particularly effective because it reduces inflammation. This makes it ideal for conditions like muscle pain, sprains, menstrual cramps, and swelling. It's also great for bringing down fevers, which can be a lifesaver if you catch a cold or flu during a stressful time. Acetaminophen, on the other hand, doesn't target inflammation, but is gentler on the stomach. It's a go-to option for headaches, general pain, and fever relief, especially if you have sensitive digestion. Both medications are essential for more than just comfort. Pain can cloud your judgment, slow your movements, and make it harder to care for yourself or others. In an emergency, where every decision counts, managing pain effectively can make a huge difference. Another reason to stock up on these pain relievers is their versatility. They're not just for adults. Children's versions are available, making them a critical addition to any family's emergency kit. Whether you're dealing with a teething toddler or a feverish teenager, having the right medication on hand can provide quick relief and peace of mind. It's also worth noting that these medications are affordable and have a long shelf life, making them easy to stockpile. Keep them in a cool, dry place and you'll have a reliable solution for managing pain and fever when you need it most. In a crisis, pain isn't just an inconvenience, it's a barrier to survival. By including ibuprofen and acetaminophen in your emergency kit, you're not just preparing for the unexpected, you're ensuring that you and your loved ones can face challenges head-on. 9. Infection fighters. Antibiotic ointments like Neosporin. Antibiotic ointments might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of emergency preparedness, but they're absolutely essential. Even a small cut or scrape can become a serious problem if it gets infected, especially in situations where medical care is hard to access. Picture this. You're in the middle of a power outage, and while rummaging through your pantry, you accidentally cut your finger on a rusty can opener. At first glance, it's just a minor injury, but without proper care, it could quickly become red, swollen, and painful. Infections can escalate rapidly, turning a small wound into a major health issue. That's where antibiotic ointments like Neosporin come in. These ointments create a protective barrier over the wound, preventing bacteria from entering and causing an infection. They're incredibly easy to use. Just clean the wound, apply a small amount of ointment, and cover it with a bandage. But their usefulness doesn't stop at cuts and scrapes. Antibiotic ointments are also effective for treating minor burns, bug bites, and even chapped or cracked skin. In an emergency where clean water and soap might not be readily available, these ointments can be a lifesaver. Burns are another common issue during emergencies, especially if you're cooking without power or using open flames. A quick application of antibiotic ointment can soothe the burn and prevent infection, allowing you to focus on more pressing matters. For families with kids or pets, antibiotic ointments are even more critical. Children are prone to scrapes and falls, and pets can get small wounds that need attention. Having a tube of antibiotic ointment on hand ensures that you're prepared to handle these minor injuries before they become major problems. One of the best things about antibiotic ointments is their affordability and long shelf life. A small tube costs just a few dollars and takes up almost no space in your emergency kit. Unlike other medications, there's no risk of overdose, so you can use it as often as needed. In a survival situation, even the smallest injuries can slow you down. By including antibiotic ointments in your kit, you're not just treating wounds, you're preventing complications that could jeopardize your safety and well-being. Antacids for digestive relief. Raise your hand if you've ever regretted that extra slice of pizza or the questionable gas station burrito. We've all been there, and when heartburn or an upset stomach strikes, it can feel like the end of the world, especially during an emergency. That's why antacids like Tums or Pepto-Bismol are a must-have in your survival medicine kit. Now, you might be thinking this is for emergencies, not just indigestion. But here's the reality. During stressful situations, your eating habits can go haywire. Power outages, evacuations, or being stuck on the road often mean eating whatever is available, whether it's canned food, fast food, or something you're not used to. Stress itself can also wreak havoc on your digestive system, making heartburn, bloating, or nausea even more likely. Tums are a quick and effective solution for neutralizing stomach acid, making them perfect for heartburn relief after a heavy or spicy meal. They're chewable, portable, and easy to stash in your car bag or emergency kit. On the other hand, Pepto-Bismol is a multitasker. It not only tackles heartburn, but also helps with nausea, diarrhea, and bloating, issues that can arise from eating expired food or drinking contaminated water. Imagine being stuck in a shelter or on a long road trip with no access to a pharmacy. The last thing you want is to be doubled over with stomach pain or running to the bathroom every 5 minutes. Antacids are small, shelf-stable, and incredibly easy to carry, making them a no-brainer for any emergency kit. And let's not forget, digestive issues can be more than just uncomfortable. They can slow you down and make it harder to focus on what's important. Whether you're managing a crisis or just trying to get through the day, having antacids on hand can make all the difference. 7. Nausea, neutralizers, motion sickness medications. If you've ever been stuck on a winding road, a choppy boat ride, or a turbulent flight, you know how miserable motion sickness can be. Now imagine dealing with that during an emergency evacuation or a long, stressful journey. That's why motion sickness medications like Dramamine deserve a spot in your survival kit. You might be thinking, motion sickness? Is that really an emergency? But here's the thing. During natural disasters or sudden evacuations, you often don't get to choose your mode of transportation. You could find yourself crammed into a rescue boat, bouncing down back roads in a packed van, or even on a helicopter. If your stomach doesn't handle movement well, these situations can go from stressful to unbearable in no time. Dramamine works by calming the signals in your inner ear that trigger nausea, making it effective for cars, boats, planes, and more. It's a small, shelf-stable medication that's easy to pack and doesn't take up much space. You don't need a lot, just 1 or 2 tablets per person can make a world of difference. Plus, there are non-drowsy formulas and chewable options available, so you can choose what works best for you. But motion sickness meds aren't just for travel. They can also help with nausea caused by stress, dehydration, or even certain illnesses. In an emergency where food and water might be limited or less than ideal, having a way to manage nausea can be a game changer. Imagine trying to evacuate ahead of a hurricane, or navigate a long road trip while feeling queasy and disoriented. It's not just uncomfortable, it can make it harder to focus, react quickly, or take care of others. By including motion sickness meds in your kit, you're preparing for the unexpected and ensuring that you can stay functional no matter what. 6. Life-saving allergy defense. Epinephrine auto-injectors. For anyone with severe allergies, an epinephrine auto-injector, commonly known as an EpiPen, isn't just important, it's life-saving. This device is specifically designed for people who have been diagnosed with severe allergies and prescribed this medication by a doctor. If that's you or someone in your family, this should be at the very top of your emergency preparedness list. Anaphylaxis is a fast-moving, potentially deadly allergic reaction that can be triggered by things like bee stings, certain foods, or even medications. When it hits, every second counts. Symptoms can include swelling, difficulty breathing, and a rapid drop in blood pressure. And without immediate treatment, it can lead to loss of consciousness or worse. The EpiPen delivers a powerful dose of epinephrine that can stop the reaction in its tracks, giving you precious time to get to emergency medical care. In situations where hospitals or ambulances might be delayed, like during a natural disaster or evacuation, having an EpiPen on hand can mean the difference between life and death. It's also important to note that EpiPens have a relatively short shelf life, usually around 12 to 18 months. Regularly checking the expiration date and replacing them as needed is crucial. While they can be expensive, there are no real substitutes in an emergency, so this is one item you absolutely cannot skip. If you or a loved one has a severe allergy, make sure to keep an EpiPen in your emergency kit, your car, and anywhere else you might need it. It's a small device, but its impact in a crisis is immeasurable. 5. Breathing easy asthma inhalers. For those with asthma, an inhaler is more than just a convenience, it's a lifeline. Asthma symptoms can flare up without warning, especially during stressful situations, extreme weather, or changes in air quality. That's why having an inhaler in your emergency kit is non-negotiable if you or someone in your family has been diagnosed with asthma. Asthma attacks can be triggered by a variety of factors, including smoke from wildfires, cold air during a power outage, or dust and debris after a storm. When an attack hits, it can cause tightness in the chest, wheezing, and difficulty breathing. Without quick access to an inhaler, these symptoms can escalate rapidly, leading to a dangerous situation. Inhalers are small, portable, and easy to carry, but that also makes them easy to forget. Imagine being miles away from home during an evacuation and realizing your inhaler is still sitting on the kitchen counter. That's a scenario you don't want to face. It's also worth noting that inhalers have expiration dates, and many people don't think to check them until it's too late. Keeping a backup inhaler in your emergency kit ensures that you're always prepared, even if your primary one is expired or misplaced. For families with children who have asthma, this becomes even more critical. Kids may not always recognize the early signs of an asthma attack, so having an inhaler readily available can provide peace of mind and potentially save a life. In an emergency, every breath counts. By including an inhaler in your survival kit, you're not just preparing for the unexpected, you're ensuring that you or your loved ones can breathe easy, no matter what challenges come your way. 4. Digestive control. Anti-diarrheal medications like Imodium. Let's face it, no one likes to talk about it, but diarrhea can hit anyone, anytime, and it's especially problematic during emergencies, whether it's from a questionable meal, contaminated water, or just the stress of the situation. An upset stomach can quickly derail your ability to function. That's why anti-diarrheal medications like Imodium, loperamide, are a must-have in your survival medicine kit. Now, you might be thinking, diarrhea? Is that really an emergency issue? The answer is a resounding yes. During disasters, access to clean food and water is often limited, and digestive issues become far more common. One bad meal, a sip of unclean water, or even stress-induced stomach trouble can leave you sidelined for hours or worse, days. Imodium works by slowing down your digestive system, giving your body the time it needs to recover. While it doesn't address the root cause of the issue, it provides immediate relief and helps you regain control. And in a crisis, control over your body is invaluable. Whether you're evacuating, managing a family, or simply trying to stay mobile, being stuck near a bathroom, or worse, without one, can be a nightmare. What makes Imodium even better is its convenience. It's compact, shelf-stable, and affordable. A small pack can last for years and takes up virtually no space in your emergency kit. For travelers, foodies, or anyone who eats out often, this medication is non-negotiable. Imagine being on a long road trip, stuck in a shelter, or navigating a power outage with limited bathroom access. The last thing you want is to be incapacitated by stomach issues. By including anti-diarrheal medication in your kit, you're not just preparing for the unexpected, you're ensuring that you can keep moving forward no matter what. 3. Skin saviors. Hydrocortisone cream for itchy and inflamed skin. When you think of emergencies, itchy skin might not be the first thing that comes to mind. But trust me, in a survival scenario, even minor skin irritations can turn into major distractions. That's why hydrocortisone cream is an essential addition to your emergency kit. Hydrocortisone cream is a mild steroid that works wonders for reducing inflammation, redness, and itching. Whether it's a rash, bug bite, or allergic skin reaction, a quick application can provide relief within minutes. And in a high-stress situation where every second counts, that kind of comfort is invaluable. Imagine this. You're on a camping trip and accidentally brush against poison ivy. Or maybe you're stuck outside during a heat wave and develop a painful heat rash. Without treatment, these issues don't just itch, they can swell, burn, and even become infected. In a survival scenario, that kind of discomfort can make it harder to focus, stay alert, or take care of others. Hydrocortisone cream is also incredibly versatile. It's not just for rashes, it works on bug bites, sunburn irritation, eczema flare-ups, and even contact dermatitis from cleaning products or unknown plants. For anyone who spends time outdoors, works in kitchens, or has sensitive skin, this cream is a game changer. The best part? It's affordable, easy to pack, and has a long shelf life. A small tube can fit in your bag, glove compartment, or first aid kit without taking up much space. And when you need it, you'll be glad it's there. In emergencies, even small irritations can slow you down. By including hydrocortisone cream in your kit, you're not just treating symptoms, you're ensuring that you can stay focused and functional no matter what challenges come your way. 2. Heart health heroes. Nitroglycerin for angina relief. When it comes to heart health, preparation can mean the difference between life and death. If you or someone you love has a history of heart issues or angina, nitroglycerin is not just important, it's essential. This medication should always be within reach for those who have been prescribed it by a doctor. Nitroglycerin works fast, within minutes, in fact. It helps open up blood vessels, allowing oxygen-rich blood to flow back to the heart. This can provide immediate relief from chest pain, especially the crushing, pressure-like kind that radiates to the arm or neck. In an emergency, those few minutes of relief can buy you critical time to get to medical care. But here's the thing, heart symptoms don't wait for convenient moments. During disasters, evacuations, or even stressful situations like traffic jams or extreme weather, symptoms can flare up without warning. Imagine being stuck in a power outage during freezing temperatures or caught in an evacuation with no quick access to medical help. In those moments, having nitroglycerin on hand isn't just smart, it's life-saving. It's also important to note that nitroglycerin has a short shelf life, usually around 6 months once opened. Storing it properly, away from heat, light, and moisture, is crucial to maintaining its effectiveness. Regularly checking expiration dates and replacing it as needed should be a top priority for anyone who relies on this medication. For those at risk of heart issues, nitroglycerin is a small but powerful tool that can make all the difference in an emergency. By including it in your survival kit, you're not just preparing for the unexpected, you're giving yourself or your loved ones a fighting chance when every second counts. And 1. Blood sugar balancers, insulin, and glucose tablets. For the millions of people living with diabetes, managing blood sugar is a daily challenge. But during an emergency, that challenge can become life-threatening. If you or someone you care for relies on insulin or glucose tablets, these items should be at the very top of your emergency preparedness list. In normal circumstances, managing blood sugar requires careful planning, regular meals, and access to medication. Now imagine that balance being thrown off by a power outage, natural disaster, or sudden evacuation. Without refrigeration for insulin, access to food, or the ability to stick to a routine, blood sugar levels can spiral out of control. High blood sugar, hyperglycemia, can lead to confusion, fatigue, and even coma if left untreated. On the flip side, low blood sugar, hypoglycemia, can be just as dangerous, causing dizziness, fainting, and in severe cases, death. That's where glucose tablets come in. These fast-acting tablets provide a quick boost of energy, helping to stabilize blood sugar levels in minutes. For those who rely on insulin, having a backup supply is critical. Insulin needs to be stored at the right temperature, so investing in a portable cooler or insulated bag can make a huge difference during a power outage or evacuation. Regularly checking expiration dates and rotating your supply ensures that you're always prepared. In emergencies, managing diabetes isn't just about survival. It's about maintaining the ability to think clearly, move efficiently, and take care of yourself or others. By including insulin and glucose tablets in your kit, you're not just preparing for the unexpected, you're safeguarding your health and well-being.